So today I'll be giving an overview of the initial consultation I had with my new client. Within this consultation overview, I'll be discussing the screening processes I went through with my client, some initial notes and measurements taken, followed by a needs analysis and concluding with some recommendations for my client. Firstly, I would like to start by saying my client is a 19-year-old male sprinter who had come to me looking to improve his running performance, which I will discuss further in a couple of slides' time. I began the consultation with my new client by going through 3 screening and questionnaire forms, which I've outlined in the table as shown. These tools were able to assess and identify certain aspects of my client's health and lifestyle, which is a necessity for outlining any guidelines or attention to any issues when undergoing recommendations and further exercise testing with my client. These tools produced an outcome that my client should have no concerns with health according to the PARQ, is also at low risk for disease and other conditions, as well as scoring 68 on the Fantastic Lifestyle checklist. Overall, my client is well and able to move forward with further exercise. These are the keynotes of the new client screen and initial consultation. The main thing to outline is the goal my client came to me with, which was to improve his performance in sprinting, specifically his 100 metre and 200 metre event times. I specified this into 3 goals of health, behaviour and performance. I believe these goals will target the performance through enhancing his speed by working on muscular strength and power. When discussing my client's goal, he stated he would like to maintain it and is hoping to become an elite and/or national sprinter one day. He currently is training 3 times a week along with doing his own longer distance runs twice a week, as well as leisurely playing touch football once a week. However, he did discuss that he would like to become more consistent with training, as sometimes he won't complete all the current activities listed for running, such as a few of the trainings, so I made this to be his behavioural goal. As a basis for any future measurements and comparisons, his weight, height and blood pressure were taken. The anthropometrics that would usually be seen for a male sprinter range from about 175 to 180 centimeters in height and around the 75 kilograms mark in weight. A study done by Bex and colleagues, which compared sprinters and endurance runners, concluded that sprinters had a larger upper leg volume, which can be correlated to the girth measurements in other studies seen in the table. Sprint running is an anaerobic activity that causes an increase in heart rate and an oxygen consumption of about 50 to 55 milliliters per kilogram per minute in males in their early 20s. The rate of perceived exertion, or RPE, for this type of activity differs in the 2 studies shown, as one was experimented through a graded exercise test, which involved time to exhaustion, whereas the other was a 6-minute treadmill test. These don't specifically test measurements during a 100 or 200 metre run. However, another study done by Spencer and colleagues stated that repeated sprint activities is of high intensity, which may be done in training for events such as the 100 and 200 metres. The distances my client does run are 100, 200 and 400 metres, focusing on the short 2 distances. Typical times seen by males around 20 years old is between 10 to 11 seconds for the 100 metres, the low 20 seconds mark for the 200 metres, and less than 60 seconds for 400 metres. Overall, my client is healthy and has no indication to not be physically safe while involved in more physical activity. To work towards his overall goal, he needs to improve his muscular strength and power performance. For this, I'd put more focus on the lower limbs by recommending certain resistance training exercises to target those muscles. I'd also recommend a diary recording to be used to assess his progress with the behaviour goal I have set for him. These recommendations I believe will help my client progress to his overall goal. Thank you for listening. I hope you have gained an understanding of the key findings through this consultation overview.